Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I need to fix everything? I did. Maybe you want to get healthier. Maybe you want to fix your finances. Maybe you want to change careers. Maybe you want to chase that thing that you put off for years. But then you see the mountain and we do nothing. I've been there. Actually, I'm there right now, but I'm actually walking up the mountain. I'm 53 years old. I'm 53, retired from a law enforcement career that I spent most of my adult life building. And I'm trying to create something new. And one thing I've learned is this. Sometimes the reason we don't move forward isn't because we don't want it badly enough. It's because we're looking at the entire mountain instead of just taking the next step. And that's where micro goals comes in. A micro goal is exactly what it sounds like. A small, manageable goal that moves you in a direction that you want to go. Not, I'm going to change my life this year or tomorrow. That's a big statement. Instead, today I'm going to take one step. Because one step repeated over time creates a journey. I think a lot of people, especially as we get older, fall into this trap. We look back and we think, how did I get here? Maybe we aren't where we thought we would be. Maybe we got comfortable. Maybe we put some of our dreams on the shelf. Maybe we just got busy surviving. And then one day we wake up and think, I need to fix everything. I know I felt that way. After retiring, I thought I was going to feel this huge sense of freedom. But what I didn't expect was the question that came afterward, which was, now what? Who am I without the job? What's next? What do I want to build? And the answer wasn't some huge life-changing moment. It started with really small things. Walking, creating videos, learning new skills, just taking one step. The problem with huge goals is that they can be overwhelming. If someone says, I want to lose 100 pounds, that's a big number. It might feel impossible. But instead, if you say, I'm going to walk for 10, 15, 20 minutes, that's something that we can achieve. It's a very small goal that's super easy to achieve, and you get to stack that win. That's a win. So if someone says, I don't know, I want to change careers completely, well, that can be terrifying, right? But today I'm going to update my resume. Well, that's a little bit easier. That's a small goal that you get to win, and you get to stack it, you know? So if someone says, I want to start creating content like I did, that can feel ridiculous. And to me, a lot of the time, it does. But I tell myself today I'm going to record one video. That's doable for me. The goal isn't to finish the whole journey today. The goal is to prove that I can move. Something happens when you start stacking small wins. You start building evidence. Evidence that says, maybe I can do this. Confidence usually doesn't come before action. Confidence is something that comes because of action. You take the step, then you look back and say, okay, I did that. Then you take another step. And eventually you become someone who trusts themselves again. Here's how I think about it. Pick something you want to change. Then ask, what is the smallest step I can take that moves me forward and in that direction? Not someday, not next month, but today. Examples. Want to get healthier? Micro goal. Take a 10-minute walk. Want to write a book? Micro goal. Write one paragraph. Want to start a business? Micro goal could be researching one thing regarding that business. If you want to reconnect with somebody, the goal could be just to send that message. It doesn't have to be huge, and small things aren't meaningless. Small things are how big things start. I think a lot of us underestimate what small actions can become. A year ago, I wasn't thinking, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I was just trying to figure out what was next. Then I recorded a video, then another, then another. And now here I am recording videos. Still learning, still figuring it out, and still nervous sometimes. But I'm moving. And maybe that's the most important part. Not that I've arrived, because I haven't, but that I'm no longer standing still. So here's a question I want you to think about. What is one small thing you can do this week that moves you in a direction that you actually want? Not the perfect thing, not a huge thing, just the next thing. Because sometimes changing your life doesn't start with a massive decision. Sometimes it starts with a small promise that you keep to yourself. All right, I'll see you next time.